Harris. We'll take an opening statement from Coach first, followed by questions for the student athletes, followed by questions for Coach. Coach, opening statement.
Yeah, I obviously happy with the outcome. I thought Mount Olive gave us trouble early. Maybe we were just a little kind of jittery about the first home game, but I thought our kids responded towards the second half, the second half of the first half, with a nice run to give us a cushion, and then we just built on it from there. But very pleased, very balanced scoring, very happy with what we were able to get done.
Questions for the student athletes.
Kevin, this is the first time we've really seen you guys with enough players to be able to play, the kind of style that Coach wants to play, which is, pressing after made baskets, and obviously it worked. I mean, you guys turned them over 22 times and, led to 30 points. How comfortable do you guys feel in that system, especially since it was your first time really in game action being able to play that way?
We felt that us being so quick and pressuring them into turnovers that we can make stops, pressing them full court instead of settling in half court, and just being animals on the ball, doing what we do best every day.
There was one point where, Coach kind of talked about towards the end of that first half where I think you guys were down 5 or something at a media timeout. Within 12 seconds of coming out of the media timeout, you're up or tied or, whatever it was. How nice is it to be able to get quick points like that off of the press and not have to struggle through a 30-second, shot clock every time?
Well, we all just huddled up together, had to regroup and tell ourselves, this is it, like, let's go, pick it up. And then once that happened, we were ready to go.
Joe, you guys shot the ball really well from deep, and, you especially. How much confidence did you have coming into this year after the success you had towards the end of last year? Did that really help boost your confidence and then going into the summer and now?
It did, and also my coaches, they came into the gym and they worked with me and everything like that, and I knew that for this season we're going to need made shots, so that's what I tried to do.
How impressed were you with the way Madison shot the ball too? I mean, coming out in your first game, you got to experience that last year. I thought she came out and shot the ball with confidence too. How impressed were you with her?
I was really impressed. I think that as we grow, and we both work out together, so as we grow and we continue to keep working, that we'll both get better and only go up from here, so I think it's good.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Questions for Coach?
Coach, kind of the same thing. How nice was it to be able to look down at your bench and and be able to bring in some fresh legs and press the whole game and see yourself being able to get easy scores?
Yeah, and I've already kind of settled into that blessing of having a roster back in September. When we were able to finally start practicing with the whole team together. We talk about it all the time as a staff, like, wow, you should be coach of the year when you have to coach 7 kids. But when you get to coach 13, you should just do your job and win basketball games, or at least be very competitive. But I've never had that opportunity here. It's been 2 long years where we've just played 7 kids and 8 kids. So now we actually get to coach our team, and we get to do some of the things we want to do, whether it's trapping or playing full court or switching everything or playing big lineup and a small lineup. We have options, so that's very good.
Everybody that got in, contributed in one way or the other.
Yeah.
So, does that make it hard for you to try, you talk about 13 players, you're going to have to find some minutes for all of these players.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. With the way we play, if people are really, really working as hard as they can with what we're doing, what we're asking them to do, they'll be tired. And we'll get them out of the game and we'll rest them. Obviously, the people that are performing and actually having results, like Joe came in the first half and got some results early, and she stayed. And we switched up what we were doing, and I don't know who ended up not playing those minutes, but sometimes it may be about that. But I think the way we play, it's conducive to just rotating people in and out quickly.
Well, I mean, was the key to that big run in the second half just the pressure defense? I mean, it seemed like that.
Well, we switched up what we were doing. Like we were in a 2-2-1, and then we went to a diamond press right out of that media timeout. We switched it up. So maybe that ball pressure on the ball and a quicker early trap had something to do with it, or just the kids deciding that, hey, we need to go on a run here to finish the half. I don't know. Maybe a combination of both.
And sometimes you see that big run, you go into the halftime, and maybe you come back out and and don't do so well. But I think you guys scored on 6 of your first 8 possessions, or something like that coming out of the second half. So it carried right into the second half.
You know, I'm very pleased with the maturity in that situation for our team, and I talked about that during some of the media timeouts. Like, you know, we got to continue to play like we are angry. I don't care who we're playing. We have something to prove, and it's about us. And it's about setting the standard and setting the tone in our locker room for how we're going to be. Not about being up 20, not about being down 20. It's a mentality, it's an attitude for 40 minutes. So we talk about that all the time.
So Ryan and Deasia and Shatia didn't play. Are those just little injury things that you wanted to hold them out for?
Just coach's decision.
Okay, all right.
Real quick, Coach, you just talk about Jordan Henry and Sarah Bryant and what they added. You know, obviously you do a couple more bigger bodies that are there after last year, not having that size advantage.
Yeah. I mean, and then Rebecca Banks, and then we add Ryan Flowers. You know, that gives us a substantial amount of size. We have 4 kids who are 6'2" or taller. That's pretty good. And Jordan and Sarah right now have sat out a year, so they're both trying to figure it out and get into a groove. Thought Sarah missed a lot of shots early, got some really good offensive rebounds, missed shots early, but she'll make those. Just getting acclimated to the college game, trying to stay on the floor. But I think it's good to have both of them.
Any other questions? Ladies, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you guys. Have a good week.